Welcome back to Newsfeed. I'm Jake Riegel.
And I'm Jess D'Agostino. Be sure to scroll to the right to check out today's content from our Newsfeed correspondents both on and off campus.
Starting off with a local COVID update.
With the threat of a second wave of COVID-19 on the horizon, keeping yourself safe and informed is more important than ever for Michiganders. According to a group of researchers at COVID Act Now, Michigan is now in the high-risk category for a COVID outbreak. After maintaining a medium risk level for months, Michigan was moved into the high-risk group of states over the weekend for the first time since July. COVID Act Now uses 5 key indicators to determine the risk level of a state, including daily new COVID cases, infection rate, positive test rate, ICU capacity, and number of contact tracers. According to the researchers, Michigan's daily COVID cases have risen to almost 12,000 per 100,000, and the infection rate is, quote, rapidly increasing, end quote. The researchers also note the insufficiency of contact tracing in Michigan, which has reached its lowest point since the start of the pandemic. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has already taken action to help combat this high-risk designation by increasing restrictions in the Upper Peninsula, which saw a huge surge in cases recently. For more information, visit covidactnow.org.
Next up, national politics.
Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris took the stage on October 7th, where they engaged in a substantive vice presidential debate for the 2020 election. The public was pleased with the much more civil tone of this debate in comparison to the presidential debate just 1 week prior. Moderator Susan Page asked the candidates about 6 different topics: the coronavirus, the economy, healthcare, climate change and the environment, policing in America, and voting. According to a poll conducted by 538, 69% of debate watchers thought Harris's performance was very good or somewhat good, compared to 60% for Pence. Because of President Trump's coronavirus diagnosis and the cancellation of the next presidential debate, the VP debate carried more weight this election year than ever before.
We'll wrap up today's content with a feel-good story with David Sackrider.
Occasionally, you might hear someone refer to an unwanted guest living in the White House when they don't agree with the sitting president's policies. But rarely are there actual unwanted guests living in the White House. Recently, a gaze of raccoons have made the White House lawn their home, and now they are beginning to attack reporters, as CNN's Joe Johns learned firsthand. Johns was on camera shooting a live spot when a raccoon ran at the reporter, forcing him to throw a footstool at the critter to scare it away. And despite going viral last week, the raccoons have been a problem for the White House for some time. They have been digging into bags in media tents and evading Secret Service members for weeks now. Law enforcement officials have pulled out all the stops in regards to the raccoon epidemic, including the use of canine units, traps, and broomsticks in an attempt to scare the animals away, and yet they just keep coming back. In light of all these wacky altercations, people may be surprised to learn that this is not the first time that a raccoon resident has lived on the White House grounds. In 1926, President Calvin Coolidge's wife, Grace Coolidge, adopted a pet raccoon named Rebecca, who lived with the family until they left office in 1929. Maybe President Trump will follow in the footsteps of his Republican predecessor and adopt the media-hating raccoons as well.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on Sunday with more content.
From now on, look out for our posts every week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.